Yezid Sayigh is Senior Fellow at the Malcolm H. Kerr Carnegie Middle East Center. He told us it was still unclear when the Israeli ground offensive would begin.
They still don't know what they're aiming for militarily. Is it total reoccupation of the Gaza Strip, total destruction of Hamas, or just, something in between, which therefore makes it part of the negotiation over the release of hostages and over any other terms that Hamas puts forward, such as the complete lifting of the 16-year-old blockade on Gaza. So, there's a sort of paradox here that if Israel pauses in its preparations for a ground offensive, that could help it, because I'm not sure it knows what it wants to do with a ground offensive. On the other hand, if it does pause at all, it might become even harder to relaunch or resume a ground offensive.
And you yourself were involved in direct negotiations with Israel in the early to mid-90s as part of the Palestinian delegation. How different do you see this situation as being now?
I was, in fact, involved not as a negotiator, but also as leading policy planning on the Palestinian side up till the early 2000s. Well, one immense difference is that there was a moment there, a political opportunity, in which both the government of Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization had extended formal political recognition to each other. That was crucial. So the dynamics, the emotion, if you like, the intentions were fundamentally different. Today, Israel is led by a prime minister who has repeatedly said in public that it is his intention to prevent the establishment of a Palestinian state. So the dynamics are very fundamental. And on the Palestinian side, we have a Palestinian Authority led by an aging president who was elected 18 years ago, lacks legitimacy, can't deliver on his side, and is being overtaken by Hamas, which has demonstrated to most Palestinians that they're actually doing something, however horrible it may be, but they can portray themselves as doing much more to shake Israeli complacency, to demonstrate to the Israeli public that their leadership have basically deceived them, that they can't have both rule over 5 million Palestinians and at the same time to have security. So all of this is different. The paradox may be a horrible but hopeful paradox, if you can accept that sort of contradiction, is that things have been so shaken up that the outcome of this will not be simply returning to the status quo in Gaza, because that's impossible, but nor can it be a solution for Gaza alone. Realistically, that won't hold either. And so we're back to where we all have to understand, or are faced with the fact, that unless Gaza and the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem are brought together back under one umbrella political solution, that there is no kind of temporary solution for Gaza. I mean, we're back in that paradoxical situation, which could focus international minds on looking for a real solution.